Hello everybody. I just wrapped up playing the classic version of this game, and now I want to do a video of the retail version. Honestly, I should not be filming these. I just realized because I have like 7 videos just sitting on my hard drive that are unedited, and it's like several of them don't need editing. Like I think I have a couple of Isaac videos coming, but I don't know. I like to edit. Um, I don't like to edit. I like the final product of editing. Let's play the game. Right off the bat, really good. If you haven't watched the last episode, this is a game inspired by GeoGuessr that takes place in World of Warcraft. If you have watched the last episode, as you can see, this is a lot more expansive than the previous version. We've got not just these 4 continents and all these subzones outside and attached to them, but we've also got 2 alien worlds and yet more islands that do not fit on this map. Broken Isles was like pushed over a little bit, and then these 2 were fit in there, and I guess they just didn't want to edit this, so they just put them all separate. There's no Shadowlands zones yet, which is good because I don't know shit about Shadowlands geography. I've played enough of Shadowlands to explore those regions. Mostly. I think on my main character, all of them are completely explored, but I don't know. I think I should start playing the game how I want to play it, not how Blizzard wants me to play it, because I hate how Blizzard wants me to play it. Anyway. That was in the Terracar Forest. I think it's this. Close enough. You gotta be real specific for Outland, because it's a smaller map than Azeroth, and so the size of the like circles is comparatively a lot smaller. Or it feels that way, at least. Ooh, Vashj'ir. Vashj'ir? This. Vashj'ir has some fucking banger music. You ever want to feel like you are looking over the edge of an abyss into the darkest depths of the ocean, you fucking listen to that shit. There's so much core. Is it here? Wait. Review location. There's a gap. We're on the edge. Oh, glory. So I remember this. I know where this dead orca is. That is... Oh, fuck. Do I remember? Did you remember? Something, 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 September. It's a song, if you don't know. That shit's throwing me off. I don't know where that is. Oh, I'm gonna be so upset if I don't get it, is the thing. There's a boat facing me. There's a boat. I think we're right next to... Yes. Ah! That was a lot more generous than I thought it was gonna be. Damn, I could have just fucking put it any damn place. Gerboggle's Ledge. Hellfire Peninsula. They used to pronounce it Peninsula. Like Dracula. I don't know. My family made fun of me for it, but I still maintain that it's not that crazy of an assumption to make. See, they're really harsh in Outland. They're really strict about where you should put your thingy. The Gates of Uldum, though, I know where they are. As much as I mourn the classic world design, I do know the Cataclysm world design like the back of my fucking hand. So a little intersection. A little intersection. Of a farm. Yeah. Wetlands Farm. I like to imagine it's a guy named Wetland who owns the farm. Oh, I know where this is. Oh, hey. I don't know who this is. As I said in my previous video, Pandaria is like my weak spot. That's my blind spot. I don't know shit about Pandaria. I've done the Jade Forest quests. I think I've done Valley of the Four Winds and Cressering Wilds as well, actually. And then I got to Kunlai Summit and I was like, eh. And I didn't continue. And when I say I did these, I mean on my main and like 5 years after the expansion released. Like, I did not do this. The extent of my involvement in Mists of Pandaria at the time was I leveled a character like halfway. I got to like the Scholomance and Scarlet Monastery redesigns, and I was like, man, this sucks. And then I got bored and stopped playing. Not specifically because of these 2 dungeons, but also like I just didn't like the direction the game was going, and I still don't. So that's that. That's fun. Yeah. Pandaria was when they reworked the talent system, and I was like, ugh. I would much rather get like a very small dopamine hit every single level rather than no dopamine hit for 3, and then, you know, every so often I would get like a mediocre dopamine hit because I'm like, cool, another tool for my arsenal that will get old Like, I don't know. It feels like half the things they put in the talents are like so important that it just feels bad to not have them rather than good to get them. Whereas, like, you know, nobody needs 1% crit, but like you could always use it. Is Isle of Thunder. But where in this promenade of fuck is it? Specifically. Someone whoop me on my phone? This is an ASMR artist, VA kind of guy doing a live stream. I'm like, don't tell me about that. I don't need to know. Oh my fucking god, this is not the Throne of Thunder. This... Oh. Oh. Embarrassing. Humiliating. Oh. I'm so glad I realized that before I, like, confirmed it, though. Alright, so where actually are we? It's somewhere in Gundrak. Here. I really like World of Warcraft. Please? Yeah. I never did the Amphitheater of Anguish quests. Somehow I always get distracted and forget about them. I did Gundrak quests is the thing. But I don't have the achievement on any character, so I know that I haven't done it. I just don't know why I missed that quest chain specifically. This is Alaqueldenas. Queldenas. Sun's Reach Harbor. This is the fucking Blood Elf round, apparently. Boom. Srunfrir Spire. Ah, I see. Back to Pandaria. I think it's like here. Pearlfin Village. Ooh. Ooh. Draenor. Draenor, for y'all who don't know, you might notice a similarity in the shape of these two continents. Warlords of Draenor, as an expansion, the concept was that you go back in time to before it became Outland, back when it was Draenor. And it was just like a normal world. You go to an alternate timeline where all the major lore characters are still alive, and it's batshit, it's stupid, it's fucked up. I kind of love it. It was a really bad expansion. It was not good. Like, you know how I like said that I don't like the like daily quests and shit? It was all that. It was all of that. There were 2 raids. There were 2 raids in this expansion. They were some of the best raids ever, I will say. I will say there were some fucking banger raids. We got Heimel over here. We got Blackrock Foundry over here. This one I really liked. I fucking loved Blackrock Foundry. The fight against Blackhand is fucking awesome. It kicks ass. The voice actor for him did such a good job. Big skeleton. He's just asleep. Don't worry. Fuck Tanan Jungle. Fuck Tanan Jungle. It's shit zone. garbage zone. Fuck this zone. There are these rares, okay? There are these, like, super rares. One spawns here. One spawns here. One spawns here. One spawns here. And they call out a little message into the chat to tell you when they spawn. And everybody descends on them like a plague of rats, like a swarm of flies, and they kill it instantly because we're like 1,000 levels higher than it now. And those rares are the only way to get certain mounts. And so you have to wait there. And the worst part, they have a 2-hour timer. It can take from like 2 to like 5 hours. It's crazy. It's like the respawn on them is unreasonable, and for how fast they go down. So if you're just not in the area, because here's the thing, you can't play it safe. There's not a way to play it safe. If you like fly around here, you're not going to get to any of them in time. You have to commit to one and just wait until it happens. And or roll the dice and start rotating. And it's some of the worst, most unpleasant game design I have experienced in years. Fuck Tanan Jungle. Fuck Draenor. What was the location again? Alright, I know where that is. Let's move on. Do I know where that is? Yeah, it's like here, right? I think it is. Please? Ah, the Forlorn Delta. It's like a small-ass delta. More like a beta cuck. Because he's small. You know where that is. Once again, you'd think I would be a little more confident with like old world content. Considering like I've known it for the longest. But as you saw in that last video, I was like messy. Why are we looking inside of this pointless statue of Booty Bay? Because inside pointless things are treasure. Fun fact, WoW Krendor is the first YouTuber I ever followed. And like kept up with and subscribed to and shit. Because I really liked World of Warcraft, and one of my friends who also played World of Warcraft said that he was funny. And he's funny. What? See, the Outland circles are brutal, man. I have not gotten a single green. 91 accuracy, yes. Jade Temple. Serpent Dragon. Yeah, I know where that is. Y'all see what I'm saying about the luck draining? It's ugly now. At the very least, they could like freshen up. This like, it just looks bad. It just looks hideous. Just like really bad looking. And I kind of like the wetter wetlands. But I miss the luck. I miss it. It was pretty. It was a real bitch to travel around, I'll tell you what. But it gave you an excuse to go across the dam, and the dam was beautiful. It's not that anymore. It kind of looks like a texturing error nowadays. Right. Right. Stone Splinter Valley. Right. Let's not get distracted. Oh. Oh. I don't know what sound that is. Oh. Alright. Somewhere in Netherstorm. Right. Manaforge Duo. Just not. Oh, I'll get a fucking green on this. Check it. Boom. First green. You see how small that is? You see how tiny that is compared to this? Also, Coilfang Reservoir is cheating. It's literally underground. It's like asking me to fucking triangulate its location based on where I remember the underground portion to be. Fuck off. Confirm guess. The Cauldron of Flames. I've never gone to Wintergrasp. I like fly over it and I've like explored it and shit and checked it out. I just like I have no fucking clue like like what its deal is. It was like a siege machine PvP like battle zone, but like also it was like a battle zone like in the world actively and not like instanced. Southern Barrens. But I just was never a part of that. The Battle Scar. Or just Battle Scar. Like this one, they're cheating. Don't take pictures of the interiors. I know exactly where they are, but like still, it's rude. Durnhold. Durnhold got fucked up in the Cataclysm. Not through any doing of like Deathwing like directly, but just like I don't know, for some reason it just like caught on fire and elementals are there now. Like it's just like fucked up. There are no humans in it anymore. Which like man, talk about an expansion that made you sick to fucking death of elementals, right? Like Cataclysm had a great idea with some really major flaws, and one of those flaws was that in emphasizing how prolific the Twilight cult and, you know, elemental spirits are in the world, by the end of it you're just like, oh my fucking god, it's another elemental quest. Like in I remember in like in the old world you used to be like, I did at least, I used to be kind of excited when we found elementals, because like you didn't really encounter them that much, you know, like you did, but like it was a lot less than like, you know, like humanoids or undead or something, you know, or beasts. But you never really get tired of beasts because, like, yeah, I expect beasts to be in every area. Like, of course, they're supposed to be mundane, and then every now and then you get like a really coolly designed one. It's Heart of Fear. That's like here, right? Ah, yeah. But like elementals, it's like, oh come on, another elemental. Why am I up in the air? It's like another damn fucking elemental, huh? They just make up a lake. Was there always a lake on Red Cloud Mesa? Oh, this won't do. This won't do. We need to investigate. Where the hell did the lake come from? I have both the in-game map and the terrain map pulled up. There is no damn lake here. Where did it come from? Cotton Eye Joe, where did it come from? Where did that lake come from? Where did that lake come from? Why is that lake there? Where did the lake come from? What is that lake? Why is it there? Where did it come from? Anyway. Like, what is this? Why? Why is it, like, I don't mind. It's not that it makes the zone worse or anything. Oh, what? Why is it there? What happened? It just got wet? Just wettened? No damn to blame it on this time. Made the wetlands wetter, but why? You're in the middle of... Wait. I think I might understand. But there are mountains. So it doesn't make sense. God damn the mountains! Blizzard! Don't need all these mountains, Blizzard. You don't need all these mountains. Look at this. Look at this. This ugly. You don't need all these mountains. An interconnected world is so much more interesting. You can keep these mountains. It's a crater. You're supposed to have those mountains. It's kind of weirdly, like, square, isn't it? It looks like a Warcraft 3 map. Oh. Yeah, I know where Red Cloud Mesa is. You can't fool me. I know where Death Knell is. Come on. You're giving me boo-boo baby shit. I don't appreciate it. Oh. This is the Isle of Time. Has there ever been a zone I hate more than the Isle of Time? The answer is no, by the way. Oh, I don't think this is the Isle of Time. I think this is actually the Townlong Steppes. Alright. Pandaria, you're forgiven a little bit. Unless... it's a trick. Because I am not confident that that color palette matches up with what we got. But it's not in the Jade Forest, I would know. The Yongle... The Yongle civilization does not cross the wall. Up? No. No, this is some Zandalar shit. Now see here. We got 2 spires. We do not have over there. It's... oh. I'm mad about this. It's the Isle of Time. The Timeless Isle. Fuck. I've been calling it the Isle of Time. Jesus. It's right there. Fuck the Timeless Isle. Fuck the Firewalker's Path. There's never been a more infuriating area that's like, wait 3 months in order to fucking do anything. You have to grind for time gated currency. Like, fuck off. Like, Shadowmoon Valley's cool though. Say what you will about Warlords of Draenor. I loved this. I loved this expansion aesthetically. Until Tanan Jungle, obviously. There are three raids in that expansion. That's still crazy. Like, that's less than Vanilla had. It's less than Burning Crusade had. Like, you know, from Wrath onwards, they kept trying to top themselves, and so they kept adding more and more to each expansion, but I have no fucking clue how they developed Wrath of the Lich King, by the way. Like, what a gargantuan expansion, huh? And, like, all of it had good quality as well. Maybe not all of it. Most of it had good quality as well. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how that was possible. Were they, like, abusing their employees or some shit? Like, were they just fucking crazy back then? Or what? Like, accidentally zoomed in and, like, lost my bearings, like, severely. Ruins of Lordaeron. Cool. Yeah, whatever the hell I was saying, it's gone. Oh. Fucking Cenarion Thicket. Green. Yeah, I know a Cenarion Thicket. You fucking know what's up. I was gonna tell you, fun fact, the Ghostlands are actually technically on the same map as Outland, but I already told you guys that in another video. I like this, by the way. I would love to know what map image they used, because I want it. Because look, they made a little, they carved, they edited the, because like in reality this is like a big ugly square. Also in reality, well, I guess this mountain's supposed to be here. I thought these were supposed to overlap, but I guess they're just similar design shape. It's just weird that one of them's concave and the other one's convex, so they like fit into each other. Like, I always just assumed that you were supposed to like go in and be immediately on the other side, and like that is what happens, you teleport there, but like I don't know, is there an implied tunnel here in like actual lore? Anyway, I like that they carved it to look kind of like the check this out. Check this out. Look. This is the map of Classic WoW. Originally, this was what it looked like up in Quel'Thalas. They removed this glump, and they just kept this little, like, top bit. As you can see. Why is it small? As you can see, they removed this. But I don't fucking know why they removed it, because Zulaman is huge, and it clearly is there. And so they could have just kept it. They could have just kept it. That's a cool map. This is a seamlessly integrated ass map. Hold on. Oh, fuck Pinterest. Oh, it's like a low quality one though. Damn. Damn. Anyway, I like that they included the nub in this map, because that's what it fucking looks like, and that's the actual continental shape. It pisses me off when people don't include Zulaman. Hashtag rant over. Totally forgot what I was even supposed to be fucking doing. Now, before we get hasty, no, I know where this is. Sanctum of the Sun. Sanctum of the Sun. Hottest sun. That's like Deadwind Pass, right? Oh, we got spikies. This is a church. Church building. We're right there. Morgan's Plot. Oh, Zuldazar. I also really liked Battle for Azeroth aesthetically. Particularly Zandalar. I wasn't crazy about Kultiris or Mechagon, actually. I kinda liked Drustvar. But Drustvar is a lot less spooky than you think it's gonna. I don't know. I like this zone. Fuck Stormsong Valley, it's boring. I'm mean today. It's over here. Ooh, small. almost wins you to like see how small the circle is after getting it correct. It's a little cumbersome that they're in separate tabs, I will say. I would like to just zoom in. The file size probably be like fucking enormous. No, wait. Another interesting change that I don't think I've ever noticed. Weird shape, huh? Like, it's still kind of weird. Like, you would really think that this would like form like deltas all along the coast, like that it would just end here, but like it doesn't. It, like, weirdly really doesn't. There's like this crust. But also some of that crust, someone bit into it in Cataclysm. Deathwing eat a snacky. I said Deathwing. I think it's here. Sorrow Merc. Ooh. Ooh. Sad. I'm like annoying today. Like straight up. Once again, we flippy to the zippy. Click, clack, clop. Terrace of the Devoted. Ooh. Okrillon Hold. Formerly Rockard. Rockard? Rock Hard? I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Rockard. But the sister city to Stonard, which is up here, Rockard turned into Dreadmaul Hold, I believe, because these ogres took over. Or rather, I suppose the ogres in the Horde army took over. didn't they? 'Cause ogres aren't native to Azeroth. So yeah, they like killed the orcs, I guess. And then the orcs killed them years later and in the Cataclysm and established this. Beep. This is in this here. Yeah, fine. Shatrath City Center. Sorry, I'm just like looking at this. It's just really interesting to me how different and same it is. Like, I'm not crazy, right? Like, this is a totally different layout. Like, there's no Scryer's tier. I suppose that's this, but is this the city center we know and love? Or is this? I think it's that. Yeah. It's just like not possible to discern. I don't know. They made some weird decisions with the Draenei settlements, I tell you. Karabor, by the way, you just don't do anything here. This is for nothing. Same with Blade's Edge Mountain over here, which, like, yeah, I guess that's like a real tough one to swallow, because like the northern portion of this is where it kind of like goes off the edge of like similarity, because originally Blade's Edge was going to be the combination of these two, right? But then I think they kind of like ran out. No, I know they ran out of time, and there was going to be another one, Falaron. Okay, it was like an island, right? It's gonna be like, it's probably gonna be some Timeless Isle shit. It's probably gonna be bad. But, sorry, I thought I heard somebody. Oh, I did. But it's nobody that'll disturb me. It was probably gonna be bad, and that's why they didn't do it. But that was going to be what turned into Netherstorm, right? Like that and like part of Gorgrond and shit, I guess. But now it's like, this is Blade's Edge Mountains, and maybe this, and then this top part became Netherstorm. It's not a one-to-one. It's real wonky. If anything, Gorgrond looks more like Blade's Edge than Frostfire Ridge actually does. I don't know. But yeah, they didn't do anything with these two huge cities because they really wanted to double down on the garrison. And then also, I guess they wanted Ashran to be there for some reason. Just a lot of wasted potential in this expansion. Beautiful, though. Really beautiful visually. Sound-wise as well. Like, it's... like, the music of World of Warcraft is, like, pretty consistently beautiful. It's like Gunther's Retreat, right? Yeah. Ooh. It's like a little Defias camp. Boop. Mirror Lake Orchid. You mean orchard? orchid. They just did a lot of like dumb shit in Cataclysm. Like, I don't know why they needed a volcano in Ashenvale. Like, the answer is that they didn't. They didn't need one. Oh. I lost a life on that last time. I made the same ass fucking mistake. Where are we? Gorgon, of course, but oh, right there, I guess. What? What do you mean? The circle is so tiny. I'm just barely outside of it. That's fucked up. My stomach's like growling. I should eat soon. Might take a break in the middle of this video so that I can eat. You ever notice DJ Mustard before he like does the track to like certain like hip hop songs? I don't know if he still does them. It was like Lil Wayne and shit like that when I heard him, but he always like starts it out with like mustard on the meat. And I, for the longest time, I had no clue what he was saying because I was like, he can't be saying mustard on the beat, right? I'm like, that just doesn't make sense. And then I learned his name, and I was like, all right, well. I've never seen this place that they're showing me, by the way. I'm like, red? Red? Now that's a skull. That's not a statue. Maybe it's over in Talador. It's not looking likely. I think the most fucked up thing about Warlords of Draenor, no Zangarmarsh. No Zangarmarsh. Not only does it like not make sense because like Nagrand is like on such a higher elevation than it, yet in Outland they're on the same elevation level. Not only that, but like all of these like little tiny Zangar areas, these mushroomy places, are beautiful. I wanted an entire area of that so badly. And Shadowmoon's like almost that. Shadowmoon and Gorgon got me like a good fix of that kind of aesthetic of like, you know, beautiful and exotic. But I just, oh, I bet it's on Ashran. I bet it's some dumb shit on Ashran. That's right. I never explored Ashran. I was too worried about PvP. Remember that skull that I told you about? Ooh. Twilight Hylan. Hoylialan. I know that's like an old joke, but I fucking still think about that Iggy Azalea video. Like, that was so dumb. It was like so unbelievably bad. I was like, oh, she just is like this, huh? I think this one. Black Breach. Crack Bleach. Reap Sneech. This. The Grizzled Den. I bet it's hard coming up with a new area in WoW. Or like a new mob name is Lakeshire, by the way. I don't know why I was looking around like that. Like, you know, like, I feel like you could have just had, like, boar, you know? In Vanilla WoW, you could have made the decision to just have a mob called a boar, and then everything after that was, like, you know, has some sort of descriptor added to it. But, like, everything in this damn game has a descriptor added to it. And it's like, how do you know what has and hasn't been, like, there's got to be, like, internal fact checkers, obviously. I forget where this is called. Someone's Crossing or something. Corin's Crossing. I kind of like the Eastern Plaguelands questing in Cataclysm. I like the little Gilneas caravan that you accompany. Oof. Every time we come to, like, a Warlords of Draenor zone, I get, like, my gut sinks because I remember a time that I grinded for something stupid and got nothing. For example. Come on. Do I really need to be that exact? For example, there's a rare that spawns somewhere around here called Bombardier Gugok. Bombardier Gugok is a bitch fucking bastard, and I don't believe he's real. I've never seen him. I've never seen anybody see him. Nobody knows what makes him spawn, and he never spawns. And it's like, obviously, like, they're working on the current expansion, so they don't give a shit about this, but, like, fucking make the Warlord of Draenor rare spawners better. It sucks out there. I'm fighting for my life. Just kidding, I'm not fighting anything because nobody shows up. Here we have Whitebeard's encampment. Good classic questing zone. Oh. Ooh, fuck. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. That's what the inside of this dam looks like. The Virnal Dam. You go in there and you say, damn, Virnal, in parentheses. I think this is also the ancestral grounds, but I don't know whether to call this new or old Nagrand, because technically it's older, but chronologically it's newer. They're just so fucking brutal with the circles on this map. There's a dead guy in there. Oh shit. 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 Mew and Fergie sues me for saying 2 words of her song. Oh shit. Remember in elementary school, one of my sister's classmates got in trouble for saying, oh snap. The teacher was like, I know what it stands for. And I was like, do you? Because you're making shit up to be mad about. Yeah. Gol Koval. Oh. I know this place. Check it. Sunstrider Owl. Ah. Ah. What's this? This Crush Blow? You fucking know it. I hope you are doing well. That was weird. I tried to say y'all are and you are at the same time. I tried to say y'all are and I tried to say you're at the same time, so I said you are, and I sounded like a robot or a British person. I hope you are doing well. I hope you are doing well. Let's play the glad game. Pollyanna's the only British person. Fun fact. She told me. That's true. Woo! Burning Front. I feel like that's like, there's like 1,000 demon-based areas that are called that, probably. Clearly not, because that would be a nightmare internally, but like, I feel like it has to be. There's no way they never used the Burning Front until Warlords. Yeah. I didn't like Legion. That was where I started getting burnt out. I was like, I'm starting to hate these areas because I have to go back to them so much for tedious, meaningless bullshit. World quests are the worst innovation that's ever happened to WoW. That's not true. It's not the worst. All of the stuff that you pay real life money for, those are the worst. But in terms of feeling good, world quests are just like, it's like, would you like to do that quest again for a pitiful reward of like 50 gold? Like, I'm like, no, I wouldn't. Thanks for asking. And they're like, you have to. And I'm like, okay. Our first red. 58 rounds in. Ooh, that was a whiff. Just whoosh, threw that shit and it went into the ocean. Like, nobody caught that. Man. I accept defeat. Well, no, not yet. But, you fucking kidding me. They're like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you got the easy one wrong. Here's an easier one. Using careful study of the terrain, I think I might be able to discern where we are. But it's gonna be a tough one, though. I was gonna do some like coy shit, but no, just in case. I don't wanna incur wrath of karma. I really like what they did with the Blasted Lands. I like the Blasted Lands now. I will say, the Tainted Scar, they could have gone a little bit more 50-50 with it. I feel like the original Scar is kind of pitiful compared, but I like this. This is like a very unique region. Surwich down here. All of the like coastal shit, very, very cool. Thank you, Kanye. Very cool. I just watched this Sonic announcement where they were like, it's the 30th anniversary, and here are our plans for the year. And it's like all some like totally underwhelming shit, like mobile games and like cameos in games that other people are developing. And then at the end, They had the they had the nerve to be like, new Sonic game in 2022. I'm like, why wouldn't you just tell us, you know, not halfway through the year that you weren't developing a game yet? Like, and they like hyped it up too. Like in the like teaser, they were like, it's Sonic, he's back. There wasn't a voiceover. It was like, you know, like H fucking D S like animation though, and you could tell that they were like, this is the new Sonic. You know how companies are. But then it just said 2022, and then it cut to black, and the video ended. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, when I said very cool, it reminded me of this one bit of merchandise that they alluded to, and it's so fucking funny. They're like these like, they're like, and for those of our fans who are engaged in the hip hop community, we have these chains, and they're like chains with like bedazzled faces of the Sonic characters. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen. Hyperbole, but still, it's very fucking funny, actually. And yeah, me saying very cool reminded me of that. I'll tell you what zone I was initially neutral on, and then I grew to truly hate. High Mountain. There's not even like a good reason for me to hate it, frankly, which makes me like a little bit more annoyed at it because of that. It's like here, right? Yeah. But like, the Hunter Order Hall is there, and I just don't like the look at all. It's a lot of like browns, but like brown foliage, so it isn't nice. Like Gorgon's very brown at parts, but it's like brown like clay and stone, you know? Like I like that shit. Give me some that brown. Or like Western Plaguelands used to be very brown because it was dead, you know? I like that thematic. This one, it's like, it just seems really like muddy and gross. Just the whole thing, it's like, oh cool, we're in the pigsty. I just got sick of seeing this color palette after a while, because I had to fucking go there like every single day. That's the dangers of having daily quests. That's like every single day you give the player a chance to get sick of your shit. This is a fucking... This... No. There was spikes. Of course it wasn't over there. There's a cave. Hmm. 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 Oh. Vekar stand. Vekar sit. I love the goblin starting zones. There is nothing more magical. Okay, wait. So, my dad got me the Cataclysm expansion for Christmas, but I played this shit every day And so there was no disguising like what I had gotten, because I logged on one day and I had the Cataclysm expansion, and I was like 12 or like 11, and so I was just like, fucking awesome, there must have been like a glitch or something, we got the expansion. And like my dumbass didn't realize that my father bought it for me. And so I was like, I get the expansion early, because I didn't actually know what the expansion release date was. It had already released. And so sorry. And so it had already released. And so I was like, I like made a Worgen character immediately and went through like that whole starting scenario in Gilneas. I had a great time. I was like, this is fucking awesome. And my main is actually still a Worgen today. But then immediately after that, I was like, yeah, I guess I'll check out the Horde starting zone too. I was like, whatever. It's no Worgen. Like, I had such a fun fucking time. It was so much more fun than the Worgen starting zone that I was like, oh my god. Sorry, I yanked the microphone. Hold on. I'm so sorry. I should cut that out. It was so much more fun than the Gilneas starting zone that like I was so like incredulous. I love the goblins. They're so fun. I like their racials. You can just like fly with like rocket. You just blast yourself, or do, you know, like 0.1 damage to an enemy. You could do nothing to somebody. That's a good racial. But this, once they like shipwreck, I was like emotionally invested in them. And the fact that afterwards, after you all like bond over this like, you know, like shipwreck experience, no fucking way they're this close. No fucking way. This map's bullshit. They're not that close. Come on. Anyway, after they all bond over that, they like spread out across the world, and you like meet them in your quests later. Like, Sassy Hardwrench. My main bitch, Sassy fucking Hardwrench, has created Hardwrench Hideaway over here. It's like a little resort spa. It's like a little resort business, and it's like the shittiest resort. Like, one of the quests, I think you like give mud to somebody, and they're like, a luxurious spa treatment. And you're like, yeah, I picked it up outside. Like, hilarious. But, you know, the entirety of Azshara, which I remember being pissed about the Azshara terraforming. It's like, yeah, it's kind of cool, but like also I really liked Azshara as it was. Like, leave it alone. Leave it alone. But they didn't. And the Azshara questing is actually pretty fun. But I never liked it as much as the starting zone. Mainly because of my attachment to the old zone. It's funny, it's been 10 years. Menethil Harbor is still flooded. They're like, who's gonna fix it? Arthas Menethil? Come on. Well, Talia should be getting on that shit, but apparently she's just gallivanting around. I'm like, your name is attached to that. Like, you know? Like, there are refugees from something your name is attached to. This is obviously Shadowman Valley. Obviously. Exiles Rise. I think in the, I was going to say the normal Shadowman Valley. Once again, I don't know which one to call normal. Because this was the original. Oh, look at this garrison. Gross. At least it's not the Horde garrison, though. Man. The sense of disappointment that I had every time I stepped into my own Horde garrison, I was like, ugh. Sense of awe and wonder as I set out into this area, though. This, like, great expanse, just, like, looking out over the tundra, fucking awesome. All this shit kind of sucks. But this, oh, music's pretty good too. Ooh. 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 I think I remember this from a previous time that I've done this game. I think it's this entrance and not this one. Oh, I'm right. What to say about Suramar? I wish I could love it. As it is, though, traversal in this area, huge fucking chore. It was also heavily populated, so I was lagged the fuck out. The city, I mean, I don't know. There's just so much shit to unlock in Suramar, and, like, not in a good way. It felt like a chore to me. Just crazy, because I've spent a lot of time collecting a lot of bullshit, and yet this actually, like, decently designed zone, I was like, that's what Burnout does to you. That's what Burnout does. Makes you hate things. Like Legion. Broken Shore suck, though. Is just Brad's, like, unrelenting barrage of hot takes. Oh, come on. Cop. All I do is talk. And, like, assert shit. All I do is assert. Sometimes you need to listen to others. But since I literally, like, don't have that option to, like, listen to what you guys think of these areas, then I guess that's justified. But where is this? What is this? This is like a nothing camp. 2 buildings. That's Draenor. Draenor. I just said that, like, ugly. It's like on the edge of the world, like this. It's in the middle of nowhere. Anguish Point. Brutal name for nothing. Snothing. Huh. They got Zeppelins in Stone Talon now? There's one on the map, so it better be there. Yeah, unearthed grounds. When I dig up my buried treasure in my backyard and I forgot that I put a bunch of coffee in there. That looks like Barrens. Make a guess. I think it's that. Sue me, but I think it's that. I'm tired of saying otherwise. Pretending otherwise. This is the quote, you know it. It's Lakeshire, I think. Did this weird thing in Cataclysm where they just, like, it just like established that there's like huge political unrest in the kingdom, and then they never did anything with it ever again, and it wasn't relevant to even the plot at the time. There was like a resurgence of the Defias because we had like spent all our fucking money in the Northrend campaign, and it's like, yeah, war. Like, that was like a real ass war. That wasn't like a profit war. That was like a real ass throw everything we got at it kind of war. The coffers is empty kind of war. Oh, it's the place Magni died and should have stayed dead. Is that a hot take? I feel like everyone feels like that after BFA. Oh. This is precisely where you start in Gilneas. What a bitch of a continent. What a bitch of a region to draw, by the way. Impossible. It's right there. Farstrider Lodge. Lakmodan. Yet again. Just like ugly ass. Like up there or some shit. Whatever. Whatever. I hate Lakmodan now. Tower. Right next door. And I guess it's here. Glop Guts Hollow. Ooh. I wonder what... This is the fucking... This one, I think. I just heard my sister sigh, by the way. So... I should pause this video and see what's up. First, I want to figure this out. That's flat. It's like there or something. I don't want to lose another life for no reason, though. I'm not certain I shouldn't do it. The mountain kind of goes outside of the bubble. The baby. That was the only... No. Lonely. I don't know what that shit is. You can ignore that. Whatever the fuck I'm saying. Where? No water. Can we see anything outside? Hold on a sec. I'm gonna take a break. Hey, so it's the next day. I forgot to come back and continue. I was watching a show with my sister and her boyfriend. It's one we've already seen before. It's called Man Seeking Woman. Very funny. But, yeah. Watched some episodes of that. And then by the time I got back to my room, I was like, boy, I'm tired. And so I left. I went to sleep, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm still trying to puzzle this one out. There's a tree. Great, awesome, Brad. There's a tree. Fucking, oh, there's a tree. There's a tree. Wish I could look up and down in those shots. Shots, everybody. What if the shots song was like just like this like whispered like ASMR like shots. It's just like it's like not intentionally that, but like he's just very timid. It's just like he just needs a little confidence boost is all. That's all. That's all. That's all. That's all. That's all. So I'm still trying to figure out what I wish this wasn't in the fucking way, because for all we know that could be like where it is. I don't think it is though. I don't think it is. I think it's somewhere around here or here-ish. Alternatively, we could check out these doesn't seem likely though, because there's only one ridge. Two, I guess, but they're so far apart, and we are looking for two ridge close together. There is a third biosphere dome biblium. I actually think it might be this. It's right on the edge. It kind of, wow. Seems like this should be on this half of a dome. Unless we're over here and we're looking at it from this angle. Right? It's like this little cubby that's blocked off by these two hills. I actually don't think it can be this one because there's so much of it that just drops off into the twisting nether. It could. Hold on. Maybe. No, because there has to be like 3 within. Right. No, I don't think it's that. But we've gained new insight. For instance. Forts, torrents. I still don't know if it's that. Are we sure? Are we sure it's not this? I just don't see any more. Like, there's just nowhere else it could be. Is the problem. It's only these 3, like, ecodomes. I totally forget what they're called, by the way. I just don't. No. I don't want to lose a life. I don't want to be reckless and lose a life. This video is long as fuck. But I still want to keep this going for as long as possible because I don't like to lose. Don't like to lose. Those 2, and then like there's another one of those fucking, what are these, emitters over there beyond the hills. No. Could be over here looking this way. Where's this thing? Let's check out the foliage coverage. Foliage coverage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 big tree. And we have a 6th against the rock. And a 7th out a little bit towards the outer rock. The outer rock. Yes. Welcome to the outer rock. I bet I'm gonna like put my heart and soul into this and it's gonna be something really easy and I'm gonna get it wrong as well. I gotta hit the WoW in my head. It's from that fucking video where it's like fucking the little blocky like cartoon ninja dancing, and every time it says whoa, instead the music goes like and there's a picture of like a shoebill stork like giving the like Kubrick stare to the camera. It's a good video. It's a good video. This lake is throwing it off. It's throwing my shit off. Okay. There's one over there. Is there anything else we can see beyond the pink? It's a floating. Just outside. Now this is interesting. Check this out, guys. I think we've just discovered something very important. 2 circles. Two circles. Okay, so we're like on the like top level of one of these, which are these pink things? Are they trees or are they like ethereal outposts? Is there any frame of reference? Possibly. No. Damn you. Not this one, definitely. It's definitely not this one. If it is that one, I'll be so upset. So it better not be. It better not be. I'm having a hard time trying to figure out how the hell, what elevations these things are on. It's in the inner circle here somewhere. If at all. If at all. This feels like some. One could argue that that one over there is beyond this ridge. So it could, no. 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 I'm thinking maybe here. They seem almost on a different field than that third one, right? like almost like it's these three, maybe? Like, look, these two are curving inward like this, right? And then you pan over here. This one's like curving inward directly. I don't think this curve is very compatible with this curve if it's a sphere, right? So. Maybe that's an effect of the panoramic view, though. Damn it. Stop it. I right-clicked. Maybe you could see that. I don't know exactly what OBS records, or if it's just anything that happens on the screen happens in the video, is a likely answer. And it's crazy, right? Because it's got to be somewhere where only the top ones show, and the bottom ones are slightly obscured. But I'm like, how can that be? Unless there's a third. Oh, damn it. We're back to square one. This is another circle. This one's really hard, actually. Damn it. Damn. But wait. Look at this. I choose here. Oh! The thing that tipped me off. There's not a third circle on these two because their elevation is too high. And so assuming that the third circle might be obscured on this particular emitter, this one, however, would totally be visible because it's out in the void, right? And this one's like got a little bit of terrain to cover it up. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was tough. Great, now we're in Draenor. It's like a little archy formation. Damn it, there's a lot of them. There's a cliff this way and some islands through the archy. I think it's here. But I'm like a little scared though. Is there a cave there? Before we commit to that, let's check out some other shit. I just woke up recently, if you can't tell. My voice isn't exactly the clearest or anything. What is that? Just like weird ripple. Okay. We were right. We did it together. We're already past our score for the last video, which explains why this video is so much longer than the other one. So much longer. It's not that long. That much longer. It is very long, but like, I don't know. Never mind, apparently I spent like 30 minutes on that one problem. It, we're at almost 2 hours of video here. Oh, I know where this is. It's Tolbarad. Right there. Barad and hold. I also know where this is. Yeah, it's over here. Woo! That's so small. Alright. Alright. We got... Fuck's this place called? Stromgard. I figured it out. Oh, it's that tower. I know where that... Hey, bro. Look at this guy. Dude looks like a fucking, like one of those, like little, like, outlet, like, developments. Like, you know those, like, where there's, like, you know, like a Dunkin' Donuts, and, like, there's, like, a fucking, like... It's just, like, a parking lot surrounded by these, like, small little stores. What the fuck are those called? Anyway, he looks like he runs, like, a dojo there. And is... When I used to take karate lessons, and the guy who ran those was named Master Dave. Which, looking back on it, very funny. Wrong keep. Right keep. Cragwa! Cragwa. Beautiful. Beautiful fella. I'm so sorry. I just yawn all the time, apparently. Cragwasboro. Okay. Got a consortium station over here. In Blade's Edge, obviously. Just based on the positioning, I think it's somewhere on one of the outer rims, but isn't too... I think I see some more equipment, like, past this equipment. Over there. There's, like, a little fence. There's, like, a little gate as well, I think. So we've got 3 gates and a circle in the middle. Which... might line up with this? No, this is pretty... Yeah, it's like surrounded. It's surrounded. There's no... I don't think it's here. So... They're really slamming us with the difficult ones now. They're like, he's drowsy, get him! He's on his back-o. I think it's here. Whew, it took a little bit to process there, I was scared. There's this, like, old SNL bit. And I know, SNL's, like, not even that funny. Like, sure, if you dig, it's like Family Guy. If you dig through it, like, it's been running for so long that eventually you'll find something funny. but like on the whole, I do not find it very funny. And so there's this one bit that's honestly funnier retold by actual comedians than it is watching it. And it's like a news report. And it's about like, this is back when Michael Jackson was still kicking around. And it was making fun of this article where the title was "Wacko Jacko on his backo," which, like, you know, like, I'm no MJ stan or anything. Like, I don't know. There's, y'all know how it is with Michael Jackson, but also ignoring how fucked up the moniker of Wacko Jacko was. I think we're in Shadowmoon Valley. You could just tell that somebody was like, had been waiting their whole life to write that article title. Wacko Jacko on his backo. And so the bit in the show was that, like, as he fell, a bunch of reporters like swarmed him while he was on the ground. They were like, he's on his backo. Like, they're like, are you or are you not on your backo? And he's like dazed, like from like hitting his head or some shit. And he's like, what does that mean? And they're just like, he's on his backo, sir. And listen, it's not, the delivery isn't quite there because it's SNL, but also it's the concept of it's really fucking funny. Just getting swarmed by reporters and being like, are you on your backo? There's like a guy at a news desk that's like, this just in, Wacko Jacko on his backo. Just like making fun of how like completely like nothing that news story is, but how frothing at the mouth all the news outlets were about it. The man fell over. Come on. Leave him alone. This looks like we're adjacent to, or at least with a similar color palette of building to, the Black Temple. The Blimple. Ew. What a gross. Ooh. No. That's no longer. I no longer stand by that. There's another one on the other side. I think this is the temple. Yeah. Yeah, the ruins of Karabor. Ravencrest Monument. But new this time. Oh, fuck off. At least we're not losing lives. Or, no, I'm not going to say it that way because that's asking for it. As long as we're not losing lives, I'm content. Expressing contentment has less of a chance of jinxing you as expressing pride or relief. Never express those emotions if you're not trying to get fucked over. Now, I remember this. I think it's this. Zoo's Watch. Everybody's like kind of pissed off in this village because of the Shah. I kind of like I like the Shah. I think they were a cool enemy. The old gods are at their best when they're unique and varied. And understated. This is the Pandaren starting zone, I believe. Yeah, there's the temple that's on the Wandering Isle. So, yeah. Shangzi Training Grounds. Shangxi. I don't really know how, like, Chinese pronunciation works, nor do I know how fake Chinese written by white men works. I know how that works even less. So, who fucking knows? Speaking of knowing things. The Sludge Fen. So, yeah. Old Gods. Hot off the heels of Battle for Azeroth. Or hot off the heels if time processes at a significantly slower rate than others, which it does for me. Especially when it comes to this game. Damn. Yeah, I think it's right here. Yeah, Twin Rivers. Yeah. I mean, they're similar. They're not the same, though. They become one pretty quickly. Yeah, let's talk about Old Gods, yeah? Kind of not good, are they? Like, in terms of, like, how they've been portrayed over the years. 'Cause, yeah, you go to, think about Cthulhu and how that was introduced gradually over the course of many different zones as a side plot. That's the important thing. If it's in the main, if there's like a main quest line that you go through that revolves around the effects of the old god, and then at the end you're like, it's an old god, it kind of feels embarrassing. Like, it kind of is like, oh, I should have known they would use this one again, you know? Whereas, if you're questing through the entirety of Kalimdor, right? And every now and then, you encounter a hive of these like weird silithid bugs. And as you progress southward, they become bigger and more numerous, until eventually you encounter Silithus, which is completely overrun. And then you hear that the source is in this ancient city. And then, you know, there's the opening of the gate, and there's all that shit where it's just like, you know, it's WoW raid shit in here mostly, but the music, sublime. The voice acting, brilliant. That, like, breathy, low voice that he does is incredible. It's like, in the Ashara Warbringer cinematic, right before Battle for Azeroth. You took N'Zoth seriously up until the moment he raised his voice and was like, I am a god. Where it's like, okay, no. Kind of blew your load there a little bit early. Like, the expansion hasn't even started yet. And you're like, here's N'Zoth. I do really like the imagery of her up against that giant orange eye, though. Fuck. That's a good animation. Yogg-Saron. We'll get to my problems with N'Zoth later, though. Yogg-Saron, I was like kind of obsessed with for a while. And looking back on it, I don't know if I would get as into him if I experienced his storyline for the first time today. But that might just because I've experienced it already today. And, you know, maybe I would like it just as much if I was going in completely blind. But that's not the case. And when I look back on it, I'm like, it's like a little heavy-handed, isn't it? Like, going to Northrend and like, you know, the Serenite isn't part of the main, well, it is actually. It's very heavily influencing how, like, the Lich King's, like, made his power, you know, like, he makes his weapons and shit out of it. So I guess it is pretty important. Damn. Well. But, like, where you as a player are concerned, you're not thinking about the Serenite very much when you quest. And it's been a while since I've done Northrend questing. It might be a lot more heavy-handed than I think it is. But I remember in the Howling Fjord, there's like this ravine. It's like the Whispering Gulch or some shit. And it's pretty much straight up just like miners are like being mind controlled by this ore that they're mining, and it's like, all right. So, and there, if you're in that ravine, like Yogg-Saron like whispers to you. It's like unknown voice whispers like, your will is not your own. They love whipping out that line. That's one of their favorite lines to really cement that they're like, you know, oh, he's bad. He's bad and he controls people. Isn't that crazy? I'm like, whoa. No way. An old god controlling people. You're getting kind of wacky. But I don't know. There's this part of my brain that really likes lists. And sort of modular storytelling that can be formed into a list. And that part of my brain is scratched by the Dungeon of Ulduar. I think Ulduar dungeon, the raid of Ulduar. I think Ulduar is fucking awesome. I think, you know, it's awesome, not quite because there's no reveal that like Yogg-Saron's behind it all. You fucking know. You know that there's a horrible beast at the end of this gauntlet, but you're still engaged the whole time because of all of the unique ways that he's taken hold and all of the different approaches he has had to take to corrupt each guardian. Like Thorim had to be persuaded with his like his dead wife, fucking, you know, all that shit. Mimiron sort of went crazy with the mechanization of gnomes, which was an interesting way for that to manifest, given that the old gods created the Curse of Flesh. Where, like, if you don't know, all native Azeroth inhabits such as the ancestors of humans, which were the Valkyr. They're just like big, they're like very tall, like northerly, like Norse, sort of giant adjacent humans. They're like twice the height of a normal human, but they're not like, like a building or anything. So the Valkyr, the dwarves, the gnomes, not the trolls or elves, actually. Most of the quote-unquote native races to Azeroth, okay? The humanoids that aren't trolls or troll descendants. Elves are troll descendants in this world. Everybody except them were originally these like constructs placed on Azeroth by the Titans in order to sort of like safeguard the world and keep it going correctly on the correct path of like order and balance. And so I think it's here. Yeah. Ruins of Nagua. Guagua. Voldoon. Cool zone. I like the snake people. Wish they did a little bit more with them, but hey. Maybe I should count my blessings that they didn't do more with them, right? So, anyway. Where are the... There. Fair enough. So when the old gods sort of emerged on Azeroth, they corrupted those Titan constructs. Titans are like sort of like gods of order, and old gods are sort of these like deities of void, which isn't opposite on the astrological chart of WoW. Like, void isn't the opposite element of order, but they don't like each other. And so the old gods corrupted the Titan constructs, and their stone and metal bodies became flesh, and they became mortal. And so then that's how that happened. So it's interesting that Mimiron, his corruption manifests as the forceful mechanization of gnomes, given that... Why am I going to Northrend? Wrong. We gotta go south. It's interesting that it manifests as the mechanization of gnomes when old gods are not usually associated with that particular theming. So yeah, Yogg-Saron isn't... He's crafty, but he's not presented in a clever way. But I think they could have been a little more subtle with him. But I also just I really like what they did with him conceptually. Or at least I like the concept of him that I've built up in my mind. This is Paudon Village, right? Where is that? Is that you? Yeah. So Yogg-Saron was pretty good. Very good, even. Bare minimum, he was fine. He was passable. But in reality, I think he was pretty good. Very good, even. To emphasize that, I suppose. He's up here in Northrend. In the facility of Ulduar. Now, our third encounter with an old god. I believe that was Y'Shaarj in Pandaria. And Y'Shaarj is interesting because he's dead. He's not actually around. Before the Titans knew that the old gods were physically rooted so deep into the world that removing them would kill it, well, there's a reason they learned that. They tried to remove them from the world, and so one of them just sort of reached down and ripped Y'Shaarj straight out of the crust of the planet, killing it, which formed the Well of Eternity, which turned into the Maelstrom eventually, after the shattering. Which the Maelstrom was formed in like the sort of Pangea event of Azeroth, where all the continents sort of split off from their big supercontinent. What am I looking for? Oh my god, I'm not even on the right map. So, Y'Shaarj is interesting just by virtue of already being dead, and his sort of influence still lingers over the culture of Pandaria, where there's like this wall where every 100 years the swarm of insectoid people try to tear down the Great Wall and, you know, invade Pandaria. And they are descendants of the old gods' minions. And so, while they're not totally evil, they do still worship the old gods. So, like, you know, individually they're not all evil, though. They're not like, they're not really limited like that. But hold on, I need some water. Alright, I'm back. We got some water. So, yeah, and the Shah on Pandaria, they're like echoes of his power, where negative emotions manifest as these like spiritual demons that haunt the inhabitants of this continent. And their source is the blood of Y'Shaarj that rained down on the earth after he got ripped from the soil. And that blood landed on Pandaria, I suppose. It's this, right? No. Big cave, circle, river in that direction. There it is. Found you. Lights fall. Get back up then. So, yeah. Y'Shaarj is interesting just because even the remains of his body are like completely throwing this peaceful civilization into chaos. And I think that's interesting to explore the long-lasting implications of an old god, living or dead. Gulp. And so that leads us to our fourth encounter with an old god in this videos game, which if you've ever heard me talk about World of Warcraft, you know I'm not really a fan of how they've been handling old gods lately, which, to be fair, this actually happened before Pandaria. I totally forgot. But the entirety of the Cataclysm expansion was old gods, old god, old god, old god, old god, elemental, old god, elemental, 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 old god. And it was it was just disgusting repetition. You just got so fucking sick of it, you know? So, is Tranquillian? Yeah. So, the Cataclysm. Deathwing popped his face out of the maelstrom. He flew around. He wrecked a bunch of shit in a single cinematic. He put Santa to shame. He crossed the entire world in 2 minutes. And he did a bunch of ugly shit like this. And this. And originally there was a crater here and 2 molten paw prints on here where he landed and roared for the cinematic and then flew off again, because I guess raising capital city would just be bad for gameplay, but also why'd he show up then if he wasn't gonna destroy it? That's the biggest problem with Cataclysm. Why'd he just do all of this cosmetic shit but then just sort of sit back and chill while we rallied our forces against him and fixed everything? He kind of stopped doing things instantly, after that initial rush of activity, which yeah, I know it's hard to program, but that's a pretty lofty idea, the apocalypse, you know? That's a pretty ambitious thing to base an expansion around. And so I'm if you can't do it right, just don't do it at all. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, the fucking Twilight's hammer cult was everywhere, and they were into Deathwing because Deathwing was being controlled by the old gods. Because old gods, I don't know, looked at him, and that means you're evil now. So that was basically the entire Cataclysm expansion. Is just people that you've known for years being actually I'm crazy, and not in an interesting way. You would think that a bunch of political figures showing their hand and turning out to be cultists would be an interesting concept, but it got so fucking boring before you even encountered it. You were just totally sick of the Twilight's hammer cult by the end of the expansion. You were sick of the elemental planes. You were sick of Thrall. You were sick of Deathwing. You were sick of Agra. You were sick of everybody. And that's the sign of a good expansion. So, I'm joking, of course. There were a lot of good things about that expansion, but I put it in the same category of Warlords of Draenor. Even though it's better than WoD, it's not that much better. It took a lot of effort to revamp these areas. It took a lot of effort to make these really cool new zones. Vashir is one of my favorite zones one of my favorite clusters of 3 zones to this day. I think this is one of the best zones WoW has ever had. I can't say, like, you know how I feel about the goblins and Worgen. I think they're untouchable. I think they're fucking awesome. There's so many good things about Cataclysm. So I guess it would be D tier rather than F tier. But it's... the storytelling was also just so bad. So, like, unrelentingly, unforgivably bad. And, yeah. A bunch of old god minions showed up. No old gods showed up. They were like, this shit's gonna fail. We're just gonna let him die. They didn't help him. They just sent their tentacle dudes to help him, and then sort of left him to his own devices to try and destroy the world single-handedly. Which, you know, cool. The Black Dragonflight was involved a lot. But they're used pretty... But, like, of course, you kind of expect them to be involved in that kind of thing, so it's not like a betrayal of the character or anything. It's just sort of like, oh, okay. Like, it doesn't make them worse. It's just... it makes the story worse because it's like, oh, of course the Black Dragonflight's there, you know? No! Oh my god. So, I've mentioned this in one of the previous videos. I think it's the one about Sunnyglade. My previous high score on retail is 150. Round 150. I'm so scared that we're not going to beat it. Me when I'm pent up and with my bros. That was a gross joke. My bad. So let's talk about some more old god things. For example, Battle for Azeroth. Battle for Azeroth wanted to have good storytelling. They wanted it so badly. And they kept... everybody instantly was like, alright, we're gonna fight N'Zoth, and the war between the Horde and Alliance is gonna stop because we have to band together to stop N'Zoth. And Blizzard was like, just wait and see. You don't know that. Turns out we did. We called it before the expansion even started. As soon as we fucking saw this giant squid guy on the damn, like, like, as soon as we saw him, we were like, oh, cool, it's an Old God expansion, but they're not gonna tell us it's an Old God expansion because they want to keep it coy. And they just, like, spilled their beans instantly. They just, all over the counter, you know? Just, like, pockets. Beans falling out of pockets everywhere. It was obscene. Bean obscene. The harborage. So, that wasn't, you know, necessarily a super clever expansion, although everybody wanted it to be. But of course it never quite did. I liked the twists and turns of the Fourth War in general. Like the, it's like right on the border here. Zebsora. Like, the Sarfang plot, and I always like Sylvanas, and that's one of my character flaws. So, I understand that she might not have been well written, but I wouldn't know because I just always like her, no matter what. So, yeah. Got that. it's here, right? There's no other green. Like, it's just straight up like it's here. Okay, the ruins of Atagar. Hata Prapum. There's Scringly Gar. This is interesting. This is the first place that, as somebody who goes to Borean Tundra first, you encounter the mechanization of gnomes and that sort of plot thread. So they kind of sharded at the end of the storyline of Battle for Azeroth when it comes to Old God presentation. Because, let me tell you, one of the reasons I hate Stormsong Valley is because it's just so, like, you fucking know that it's Old Gods the whole time. You know it's Old Gods the whole time, and they still pretend that you don't know it already. And they're just like, what could possibly be causing this disturbance? And I'm like, it's Old Gods, dipshit. Like, look around you. Like, do you see that temple? Like, do you see these squid men that we are fighting right now? How can you possibly say that you, like, don't know what's causing this? A fucking phone buzz. It's just a YouTube notification. We'll deal with that later. I'm like, how do you not know? So, yeah. It's dumb. It's dumb. It's not a fun area to be in. It's boring visually. It's, like, really fucking boring. Like, you think from the giant tentacle altar over here that it might have, like, some interesting no, it's not. It's not interesting, actually, at all, unfortunately. The rest of this is just, like, pastoral shit that, like, while cool in and of its own right, like, I think nature's beautiful. I think farming is beautiful. I think bees are scary but beautiful. It's just not interesting at all. It's just not interesting at all. Just far better. Didn't really have any expectations for Tear God sound, but this flopped. And I hope everybody knows it. At the end of the story, spoilers for Battle for Azeroth, rolls my eyes into my skull, but it's N'Zoth the whole time. Uh-oh, who could have seen it coming? He was pulling the strings. We didn't even know there were strings. But you did the whole time, and nobody else apparently has a brain in the plot, so I'm like, if my character could speak, and he can, but they just don't let me, I would just be like, it's N'Zoth. It's an Old God. Get everyone together, it's an Old God. Like, come on. Pick up the pace. You're slowing things down, buckaroo. Fair enough. Yeah. And the worst part is this corny Marvel movie ass, just fucking dipshit dumb idiot plot where at the end of the raid you summon all of your power into your plot device necklace and you shoot the power of Azeroth into his eye and he fucking explodes. And he's dead forever. And it's such a dumb, disappointing, anticlimactic way to off one of the most influential villains of all time in this series. He did the Emerald Nightmare. He did the Naga. He did so fucking... He did so many very important things in, like, Warcraft lore. Like, the half of the fucking conflicts are because of N'Zoth. And we just curb stomp him instantly. Fuck you. Fuck off. Fuck you. Ugh. And the voice acting for... The voice acting for Yogg-Saron and Y'Shaarj are, like, fine. They're, like, a little oversold. They're a little dramatic. They're, like, a little bit too, like, you know. But honestly, like, that kind of fits their personalities, so it's not that bad. However, N'Zoth starts off very Cthulhu-like, very reserved, controlled, intimidating, interesting, and then, I tell you, he doesn't even last one full cinematic before he switches to the other flavor of Old God. Capital O, capital F. The other flavor of Old God. And it's just, like, not cool anymore. It's not interesting anymore. It's just like, I'm big and evil, ha ha ha. And it's like, oh. Cool. It just makes you want to cry. Really. Because it's been so good in the past, and it's not, at this moment, good. And you want it to be good, but it's not. And it won't be for a very long time, probably. I'm, like, very mildly paying attention to the Shadowlands story. I'm gonna be fucking honest. I'm so fucking scared for 9.1. I'm so scared of it. Because I think they're gonna kill Kel'Thuzad permanently. He's important enough that they want to tie off his loose end, but not important enough that they want... He's not interesting enough for them to want to bring back multiple times, and so this was probably just, like, sort of like a fun little cameo, and then they're like, no, but he is dead for real now. I'm like, he's a lich! He has a phylactery somewhere that we never destroyed! The fact that he's in the afterlife at all is bullshit to me. I'm like, it's been years since the campaign in Northrend. Why is Kel'Thuzad still dead? Why in the fuck is he still dead? Like, was Arthas his phylactery? Did he put a piece of his soul in Arthas? What is the reason? I love Kel'Thuzad. I think he's a good villain. He just is sort of like this motherfucker who shows up every now and then and makes things worse. And he's very, like, loyal. He simps for Arthas almost immediately upon meeting him. He's very cute and loyal like that. I really like Kel'Thuzad. And I know they're just, like, I know they're done with him. I know they want him gone. And I'm mad about it. Like, and things aren't shaping up to be too great for Sylvanas' future. But I know they're not going to just kill her forever, you know? I know that when they do, you know, write her out of the script, which it's gonna happen, folks. We have to be ready for that. When they write her out of the story, they're going to do it in a way that they can bring her back much later. They don't want Sylvanas to die. Nobody does. Except for, you know, weird alliance stands that are actually mad about Teldrassil. Which is like, okay, it's a video game. Like, she did pretend war crimes, like, and she thought she was doing them for a good reason. but like that doesn't really excuse shit. But also, like, you know, it's important to consider a little bit. It's just ruthless out here in Outland, huh? Yellow, 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 yellow. I'm like, man, give me a break. Break. Huh. This looks like a grand. Y'all got lava? Maybe it's maybe it's maybe it oh no. Oh no. Wait. God damn you. God damn you, Ashran. It always stumps me. Hi, Thrall. Hi, weird Cataclysm Thrall model. I'm so glad we've moved on, like, as a people, from the Cataclysm Thrall model. I'm like, I just don't like it. It's just not... It's just... It reminds me of times when I hated Thrall, which have been frequent and often, but not always. I didn't always hate Thrall. Once upon a time, I thought he was pretty sick. Pretty cool, pretty dope. Oh, I remember this place. I got a blacksmith hammer there. Yeah, Ironhorn Enclave. Yeah, they haven't done Old Gods right in years. Ever since Cataclysm, it's been dog shit. Except for Pandaria, which was like, I don't know, also pretty bad, but not to the extent of Cataclysm or BFA. Not quite that bad. Oh my god, man. They just want me to be on this damn continent, don't they? Where is it? Brother. It's like right here. Yeah. The first bastion. First one? That's like a cool name. I wonder if there's any actual history attached to this location. Probably not. They stopped doing that after vanilla, but, you know, book and dream. They didn't stop doing it after vanilla. They stopped doing it after... I don't know. I think they did it up till Cataclysm, actually. Because Cataclysm was corny, but it was expanding on lore that was already there. So, even though it was written terribly, the building blocks were there to make it good. Unfortunately. They just hate me. They hate me on Outland. But, yeah. Pandaria was literally just an entire expansion based on like this one single racial caricature of a character that they had in Warcraft 3, Chen Stormstout. And they're like, what if we just like had an expansion of that? That was good shit. So they did. And it's better than it has any right to be, but it's also not perfect, obviously. Nothing's perfect. I'm not perfect, you're not perfect. WoW definitely is not perfect. After Pandaria, then like Warlords of Draenor, it's like, you know how Warlords of Draenor is. Even if you don't play the game, you've heard me talk about it enough in this past video alone that you know how it is. So that's that. So I've been complaining and ranting for a while about World of Warcraft storylines, which, you know, I like to balance that. I like to keep that to a minimum sometimes. Which is like a little bit of a lie. I like to say it. I like to state my opinions and get mad about them because I like being passionate about things. However, I understand that it can be a little overwhelming to do that. From both sides. It's a little overwhelming to listen to that all the time, and it's a little overwhelming to talk like that all the time. So I think we're gonna like chill out for a little bit while we continue. We're almost around 40. 140, that is. Which is almost around 150. We're right near the base of the big swirly pillar. Yeah? It's like a little gap. And there's like a bridge. I need more of my surroundings. Something coming up from there, so that could be anything. Long building. Long building important for me because it will show up on the map. But it blends in with the rest of the terrain. How the hell do you... There's a pit. There's a pit. Also, there's a bunch of... Are those the dragon bodies? Do they show up on the map? You know what? I'm satisfied with this. I actually never did the Nether Drake quests. Funny enough. All of the like end game progression that I do, it's usually I don't know, it's usually pretty cursory. I don't often, like if I'm doing something, I don't play it every day. Like I'm not good at that kind of compulsory gameplay. Very much a casual. But like in a way that's fun, not in a way that I play Candy Crush. What a boring game. What a boring, capitalized, like, oversold game. Alright, I got this wrong last time. Ugh. I got it, like, apparently just outside of, like, the range that it counts. And it gave me a red. So, I'm glad it didn't do it again. Yeah, I've been getting weird Candy Crush ads lately. If you're wondering why I'm so vehemently railing against it. It's because it's weird. They're like these chopped up voice clips and video clips, like these sound bites of people being like, boom, sweet, it's free to download, play now. And like he's clearly about to like finish his sentence, but they just cut it off at play now. And it's like, boom, sweet, it's free to download, play now. It's like, it's just so uncanny and weird. Like, I don't know. It's just a terrible, terrible energy that they invoke. And I don't like it. All mobile games are like this. They're all weird and cheap and like a little bit predatory, if not a lot. And sometimes they're upfront about that, and sometimes they're like weirdly insidious about it. Like they try to coerce babies to spend their parents' credit cards. And I'm not like talking like 12-year-olds. I'm talking like babies, you know, like 2-year-olds. Like it's like weirdly like evil a lot of times. And I just what a terrible fucking industry is all I really have to say about that. I like all these little like useless zones that they have in vanilla regions where it's like, who is Ironbeard? You never find out, but his tomb is full of slime now, and you have to kill the slime for like ingredients or some shit. I always killed the slime for... I still haven't gotten that little slime pet that you get from like a goo covered sack or whatever the fuck it's called, where it's like slimes in any of the like classic zones / Cataclysm revamp classic zones. They all slimes and like some worms drop these like bags that you can open, and there's like shit inside of them. Like there's like coins or like materials to create things, and one of the things you have a low chance of getting is a slime pet. And I've been opening bags for years, and he's still not coming to get me. It's like a 1 in 30 chance too, which isn't that low compared to like a lot of the fucking nefarious, straight up like nasty drop rates that World of Warcraft is guilty of. I moved my microphone again. I'm so sorry. 1 in 30 ain't bad. Ain't good, but ain't bad either. This is the Outland Poop Quest. You follow one of these around, and you pick up poop after it. Uh-oh, stinky. Whoever did the voice for that video is a WoW dev. Oh, I know you, brother. I love Blood Mist Isle. Let's be positive for a second. The Draenei starting zones are some of the best zones to have ever been created. Truly. They're just fucking dope. Wrong turtle shell. Okay. I was afraid of that, but I'm glad that we're on the Azeroth map, which is a little more forgiving. You think I don't know where Onyxia's lair is? You think I don't know where Onyxia's lair is? Onyxia's cool. The storyline with her and Nefarian and the Black Dragonflight in vanilla is like just cool, where they like kidnap the king, and like there's like Onyxia's like pretending to be an advisor, and she's like outed as an imposter, and she turns into this huge fucking dragon. Like, come on, like that's cool. This is Ashran, isn't it? Ashran. Ash ran because he saw a Pokemon. Sure fucking is. Brutes rise. Me when I'm summoning my homies. Yeah. The entrance to Blackwing Descent is fun because it's like a it's the balcony that you end the Blackwing. What the fuck is that called? Black Rock. Fucking lair, Blackwing lair. Or figure it out. It's there, but it's like in the uninstance version, so you can't just like it's not like Molten Core where the raid entrance is at the end of Blackrock Depths, which is a cool idea that I'm kind of sad they never revisited, like that level of attunement where like you have to defeat this like huge dungeon first and then the raid's at the end of the dungeon, so then you have to do a quest to be able to teleport to the end of the dungeon so you don't have to do the damn dungeon every single fucking time. And it's like, I like that. I think that's cool. But they did a neat thing where it's like, instead of that, you have to, because technically Blackwing Lair is still in vanilla classic time. So you have to go to current, quote unquote, current Cataclysm version, which is outside. You have to fly there with your handy new flying mount that you have now in Cataclysm. You have to fly there and like go in, you know, the quote unquote the recent entrance, the ruins of that dungeon, because you've already conquered it theoretically by this point. So you're returning to it and finding new horrors. That's HORRORS. Almost misspelled that word, but not horrors. We don't find them there. Unless you count Nefarian, which, let's be honest, we do. Silverman City Inn. Where the fuck do you think the inn is? It's like right in here. You go in there. What do you mean, yellow? It's not in Skid Row, idiot. Where the fuck do you think it is? Dipshit. Just like a door. Just like a door in the wall that goes to Kunlai Summit. Fire Camp Osel. Huh, now this is interesting. I think this is the village in Ice Crown, but I'm not confident in that. Because the latter, Northrend locations are a little bit, they're a little bit spotty in my memory for me. I'm not entirely sure. I've just never been up here. I've just never fucking ever been up here. That's like still like the unexplored corner of the world for me. Like, you already have it explored just because it's a tiny, tiny fucking zone. And so it's like, you don't actually have to go there to have it on your map. But I want to go there. It seems neat. Found it. It's not at all where I thought it was. Brunhildar village. Cool. Oh, hey. We passed our old fucking the fuck is it called? High score. That's awesome. I knew we could do it. Good job, guys. You were with me in spirit. It helps, promise. Marshall's Refuge. I hardly know her. Wait, no. Yeah, I almost put the wrong side on the Citadel. That would have been game, set, match. This is old Outland. Old. Ever since that fucking Circle of Elements shit, I haven't been confident in whether it's old or new to Grand. This I know. Yeah. Huh. Very specific. Jack's Pacific. This video is not sponsored by Jack's Pacific. Did you guys see that? There's like this weird, almost like seam in the zone. It's like it got mirrored 4 times. Look, look. It did get mirrored. Oh my gosh. It's interesting. Ungoro's crater is a weird one because like you could tell they kind of rushed it. And then when they were revamping it for Cataclysm, they were like, what, are we supposed to fucking redo the entire zone? No. And so they just kept it bad and redid the quests instead. Like, just visually, it's still bad, I guess. That's the thing about Cataclysm that was interesting. No visual upgrade at all. Poured all of their resources into making the quests worse. And they were like, we did it. We did it. Well, I know this place because I did world quests there. World quests. It's a new day. Sorry if I'm complaining about the same shit I was complaining about yesterday. Mount Hyjal's an interesting one because it kind of pissed me off. I'm like, so you didn't let me explore it while it was still green and fresh? And then the moment you open up the fucking gate for me to explore it, it's completely, like, burned to the ground? Like, are you fucking kidding? Just, like, made me mad. And, like, you slowly regrow it, which is, like, cool. I like the idea of that. But, man, I'm not into it. If I never got to see the original in the first place, that's the problem with Cataclysm, is that you never get to see the original version of these zones. So it, like, if you're a new player, there's no reason to feel any attachment to any of the bad things that are happening in these zones, because you never knew what they were like before. So the Cataclysm's just like this weird plot device that like never amounts to anything, because, you know, you level to 60 and then go to the Shadowlands and not anything else. And then, like, they just, like, drop it instantly. It's like, well, that was a weird waste of my time. Oh, no. Alright, we got waterfalls in the distance. Beautiful, beautiful zone, by the way. Beautiful zone, beautiful music. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. This. Which means it's that. Frenzy Heart Hill. Yeah. My main currently is allied with the Oracles, because I want both the reputation achievements, but my heart lies with the Frenzy Heart. I think they're charming little rascals. I just like them. I just like them. Sometimes you're allowed to just like something, you know? It doesn't have to be a big fucking issue. Why don't you hop off my dick about it? Do these look like weirdly like small and self-contained to you? Like where? It's here. It's time. I've been watching Age of Calamity, the new Hyrule Warriors game, and I kind of like what they did. It's like a dumb storyline, but in a good way. Like, in a way that like, that's definitely a compliment. Please don't take offense to it. Like, kind of way. Because, like, halfway through the story of that you expect to be a retelling of the Calamity, which was, like, you know, a tragic event. Everybody died. You know, we lost. Instead of that, halfway through, a portal opens to the future, and characters from the present come back to the past, like Avengers Endgame, like, and they're just like, we're here to fight with you, and it's so dumb, but it's charming because it's Zelda. If it was any other franchise, such as Avengers, it would be really annoying and like dumb, but instead it's not annoying and also dumb, which is a good which is a good combo. Fuck. Oh, that's it, guys. Anyway, the joke I was leading up to is that Impo's a lot of the voice acting in Age of Calamity is very clearly dubbed. Like, the timing of the line is very clearly like based off of the Japanese line, and so you've got a lot of English words being crammed into a very small space a lot of the time. And one of the things that young Impa says when she attacks is, "It's time!" And there's like no space in between the words. It's time! And I think it's so fucking funny. And then at the end of the game, she says some shit about like it's time to act, and I like almost like started crying because after all of that, it's time. It's finally time. So this is the longest video I've ever filmed. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I don't have to edit it too much. Our game is over. I hope you have a great day. Alright. See you in another video.